Alright, good morning gamers, and we are back on Void Breaker, and welcome back to the random talk that's not so random. You're probably wondering, what ridiculous are we gonna get into? Now, I accidentally deleted the video about the burnt peanut drama with him being a VTuber, but I will re-upload that. Anyways, Twitch streamer slash used to be a big YouTuber, famous, called Pontiac made DDG. Probably heard of him, probably didn't hear of him. But he is calling out Moist Critical and Asmongold for being racially motivated in their allegations of view botting, which is absolutely not true. If you watch any of those individuals, you would understand that Moist Critical and Asmongold has made multiple reports over like many years about view botting and its situation, and pretty much how a lot of people do view bot, right? So now when we asked DDG to kind of like to prove that he's not view botting, he can't prove it. So for now, it really does seem like he's guilty of view botting, and I'll explain a little bit of how view botting works, right? So in view botting, basically it's you having a certain number of views, and then out of nowhere your views crash down by a lot immediately. So let's say you have like 1,000 viewers, and then you go straight down to 500 viewers in a split second. Usually how real people, like real viewers work, is that the decrease in viewers kind of go down incrementally, or maybe when your live stream ends it goes down immediately, which makes sense because your live stream ended, so a lot of people are leaving. But over time, during the live stream, your views kind of just go down slowly but slowly down, or they go slowly but slowly up, right? It's kind of like, watch a Steam chart about video games, and then you'll see like there's an average that they take upon it. What happens is that in this case, there is no average. It's just like, okay, you've been streaming for 8 hours, and then somewhere around like the 5-hour 30-minute mark, your viewer count goes from 1,000 to and fluctuates down to like 500 out of nowhere. Like, there's no reason for 500 people to just leave your live stream immediately. And you may ask, why might that be the case? Why might my viewer count just go down immediately, right? Why might my view count go down immediately is because Twitch has implemented a system where it kind of kicks out a lot of fake viewers out of people's streams. So now we have a bunch of different algorithms and systems that kind of are able to see how many people's viewers are actually real, how many people are fake. And DDG has been caught for pretty much view botting. His viewers go down drastically in the middle of his live stream for no apparent reason, and they go up immediately back up for no apparent reason, right? It's highly suspicious activities nonetheless, right? So all in all, DDG has been trying to virtue signal that these content creators, as Asmongold, so are being racially motivated with their targets of allegations, which is absolutely not true. We all know it's not true. And even if it was true, right, let's just say that hypothetically it was true, DGG would have to kind of prove that it is racially targeted, and well, he can't, because Asmongold and Moist Critical reports on a whole bunch of people from all kinds of race to genders and where they're from, right? Doesn't really matter who they are or what their numbers are, and if they're big, if they're small, if they're famous, right? And DGG then also proceeds in the same video to just be like, oh yeah, I have more money than, and I think XQC got included in this too. He's like, I got more money than them, and blah 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 blah. And it's like, I don't know if you got more money than they do, but that's really out of the picture. It doesn't really matter about how much money you make. The issue is, are you view botting, right? And it's more than likely he does view bot. It wouldn't be surprised if he view botted, because, well, a lot of people view bot in general on these live streaming platforms. It's just, you view bot, you get yourself on the front page, and more likely you get clicked by real people, right? That's kind of how the world is. It's kind of how it works for the most part, the algorithm. So, no one really cares that much about, you know, how much money you make, just on whether or not are you authentic to the viewer, the viewers, and maybe even like corporations who are trying to put advertisements and stuff like that. Are you actually having authentic people who view our stuff? But yeah, that's pretty much the whole situation, is that DDG is trying to radicalize or use virtual signaling to radicalize, discrediting Asmongold and XQC and all these other people who called them out for view botting pretty much, and say that they're just, racist people. They don't know what they're talking about for real, and yada yada yada. And the really only real way you kind of solve this kind of situation is that you just have like DDG just literally just makes a just showcases himself on like an algorithm or something, or even showcases his real revenue per view count, which he probably would never do, right? I mean, even like the Burn Peanut talked about it before when he was talking about view bots and stuff, how like it's hard to kind of prove whether someone is view botting, right? And then Twitch also seems to not really have that much like care for it, even though they do say that in reality that it's a like a bannable offense or a suspension at least, right? So, and Twitch doesn't really seem to be trying to crack down too heavily on all of these people for violating that kind of policy. Other than that, other kind of stupid drama that's going on in the Twitch universe, right? We can talk about is like, Rakai talking poorly about QT Cinderella on his YouTube live stream, which is, absolutely fucking stupid. Tylo is being hit with sexual assault allegations. And then I'm Dante, of course, was previously talking about how the Streamer Awards was racially motivated with the jokes, which is also kind of stupid because it's like, well, you're kind of trying to ignore all the other jokes. You're just trying to focus on the ones that are towards the black community. And I think, I'm Dante went from like being a music album release, reaction person to just being like a person who talks about, how this kind of drama is against like black people, I guess. This is in the society, right? But in my case, it's like if you're really going to try to make those kind of allegations, you really gotta have like better substantial support, in my opinion, for them, and not just saying it. And that's about it. That's pretty much. I'm trying to think. Is that pretty much it? Yeah. I mean, like the black community seems to do quite a bit of virtue signaling in general. Not saying that it's like, not saying that every single thing is wrong. I'm just saying that it's like you can't just virtue signal because you just don't agree, or someone talks about you in some kind of way and they're white and you just like, oh yeah, they have to be racist, and when they don't use any racial slurs or they don't use any direct targeting to you only or your community only, right? They do against everybody. They're pretty general with it. Like that's not necessarily, because that's not, I shouldn't say necessarily, that's just not considered racism. But other than that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Well, actually, hopefully the next video I make is more about like video games. I think I'm gonna start playing like Clear Obscure 33, crazy. But yeah, maybe the next video I make would just be more random talk and not so much heavily focused on Trish drama. I think the Trish drama in the universe is becoming increasingly more and more ridiculous and more just kind of just clickbaitish and absolutely fucking stupid. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next morning. I'll see y'all in the next video. I'll see y'all in the next morning. Dale, love y'all, and that is it from me.